Here is the situation. Is that last year Zach worked on the tow rope. We had a couple of big storms come, and then he was working on the tow rope, and the rope that we had that was huge did not work. And it was freezing cold, and he was out there for 2 days trying to make it work, and we finally came to the conclusion that it wasn't going to work. And then all the snow melted, and so did our aspirations of finishing the tow rope hill. So here we are a year later. We've had a couple of snowstorms. We have one coming up potentially this week. So we had a couple extra $100, so we bought this rope and we are trying to hook this up. Today's supposed to be 50 degrees, which is so warm. All the snow here is melting, but we're hoping that we can, by the end of today, get this rope hooked up and tested, and that it'll work, and that we really will get the snow that's supposed to come, and we can have a fun time in the snow.
Okay, I think we've got this. It's not totally set up, but it's ready to get to the next point where we have to string the rope and figure out where we made our mistakes. So I got the mower, or the lift, whatever we're calling it, going, running, and I bought this roll of 600 feet of rope, this white rope, and then I paced it off when I was a little worried it might be short, so I spliced in another 60 feet of this blue and white rope. So we'll be able to cut off some of this, hopefully. So what we're going to do is tie up one end here, put the pulley, wherever that is. Link, you got the pulley?
It's right there somewhere.
Put the pulley on it and drag it down so that we'll have the middle down there and both ends up here. Then we'll figure out the length, splice it together. We should be good to go. And that way we'll only have to drag it downhill. That was Lincoln's idea. And what else? That's it. So yeah, we'll drag it that way, then go down to the bottom, hook up the pulley snatch block at the bottom, and come back up here and splice it back together. Then go back down there and tension it up. This is our pulley we're going to use at the bottom. I don't know if it's big enough diameter. We're going to try it. Probably will be fine. I'm just going to use this to pull it. This is the bottom of the hill of the tow rope. So I want to attach the pulley to this tree. So I'm going to get in here with a chainsaw and clean it up so we can get in there and work. And then we're just going to not tension it down, but just loosely tighten it here. So we can go to the top, cut it to the appropriate length, splice it together into a loop. Then we can tension it down here and then set it in motion. So first we'll trim this a little. On a side note, you can see when we first put the mower up there, or the thing up there last year, we tried using this rope. We thought it'd be really great because it'd be big, easy for the kids to grab onto, and we couldn't get it to work very well to pull. It kept binding on itself because it was so twisted. So that's what took some of our enthusiasm last time we were working on this project. But our enthusiasm's back.
Here is the road. Down right there around that curve is where we have one sledding hill that comes out. This is where another sledding hill comes out. This is where you go up to go to the tow rope. And then right there is another sledding hill. So you would sled down the hills, then walk to this point, and then walk up here and grab the tow rope. Okay.
I'm going to use this ratchet strap to hook the pulley to this tree. I'm going to put it up a little bit high because there's kind of a dip right here. It'll keep the line a little more straight. I'm not going to pull it really tight right now because I want plenty of area where we can tighten it after I do the splice on the other end. So we'll hook this on here, then we can go back up to the top. Okay. Perfect. Let's go to the top. Back at the top. This is what we have left on the spool of 600 feet. So I don't know how much is on there, but we're going to try to eliminate as much of this blue rope as we can. Maybe we can eliminate all of it. So I'm just going to put it around this tire. Watch out, Jefferson. And then pull it a little. Actually, probably could use the lawnmower to do it, but we'll do this. Have it, not need it. We can use it to tie up kids. Or rope swing.
Oh yeah, that's right. Wow, we're gonna be able to use all of the. Oh no! Oh no, it's gonna be close.
Wow.
Wow, that was perfect. No, it's not.
Couldn't have had it more perfect if you tried.
Oh yeah, we get it. They're slacking it.
So as it turns out, the white rope would have been like exactly the right length. I knew it was going to be very close. I didn't want to have to move that pulley too far this way, so I get to cut out this beautiful splice and do another one, which is the white rope. Perfect. Okay, so now we can string it on there, back on the tire. We'll have Lincoln go to the bottom. Crank up that ratchet strap until, I don't know how tight it needs to be, but we'll just try it a few different ways. So yeah, we'll send Link down and have him tighten it up. Okay, he's got it tensioned, I think, as much as we can down there, so I guess we're going to try it. So I'll start this thing. It'll be hard to hear me once I start it. But we have it rigged so that we can run this in forward. So we'll have 6-speed options for coming up the hill, but we'll start slow. If it doesn't disintegrate. Okay, here we go. Flawlessly. We're having a little trouble getting enough grip on this tire, so we tensioned the rope some more, we inflated the tire more, and I'm moving this pulley back more, which will put more tension on the tire. The next problem is that the belt on the lawnmower is loose, so there is sometimes when this belt's slipping too. So once we get all the tension issues figured out on the tire, we'll have to tension up the belt now.
Tell us about the other problem.
Which other one? This one?
Yeah.
It's torquing the tire back a little bit, so it's hitting my bracket that I have. So we're just gonna trim a little of that off with a grinder.
that it? It's perfect.
You're gonna have to pull it up. Nice and tight now.
Uh-oh.
That's really tight.
Okay, we'll see what happens. Oh. Okay, we're ready for another trial run. Hold on.
Neutral. I think. I'm not sure.
Hey, watch out.
Good job!
It's working out pretty well. There's a few modifications we need to make sure that the rope's guided on there perfectly and doesn't come off, and it puts less tension on the pulleys. So we'll do that and then try it out again. Next order of business was trying to hook up some sort of safety switch so that if somehow somebody got tangled on it, they couldn't get sucked into this pulley, break their fingers, and cause problems. So we've rigged, this is a switch off the lawnmower for the safety for the seat. Lawnmowers have lots of safety switches on them, so we've just tied into one of them. So this has to be depressed in order for the mower to run. If this lets go, then it will die. So let's try and test that real quick. So I'm gonna hold in this button. It should start. When I let go, it'll stop. And then we'll show you the little gate we've rigged up as a to hook this to. So let's try it. It works. So now Lincoln, show them the gate that you did.
So this is the gate we made. So it's held on here with some magnets and this little baby clamp, but that's just temporary. And then the little safety switch goes in that little notch right there. And then if you were to come up here and get sucked into here, you'd knock this off, and it would, the safety switch would kill the lawnmower. So yeah.
Okay, so this is our setup. We've got just two magnets and a little chunk of metal on this piece of wood. I wanted something light, so so it was very reactive to the touch, and this may even be a little too reactive. But once this magnet connects here, pushes that switch in, and then any slight touch will knock that off. See? We may actually need another magnet. May not be quite enough because it's like a hair trigger, which is good. Okay, Link, set the camera over there. Oh, yes. Okay, we're gonna put this clamp on here. As there's some rotten child got it connected. Link will get started.
Is that good? I can't really tell.
All right.
Good?
We're gonna need another magnet here.
All right.
But that's okay. Or you know what we need? No, anyways. Okay. Too sensitive.
Do you want this little clamp?
Well, let's just see. Okay, try it. Pretty good. Just needs a little fine tuning. Awesome. Okay. I think we decided we wanted to try to do something to manage this line that's going down the hill a little bit better, because right now it's just dragging through the snow. So Lincoln and I made up these little pulley support thingies. We made 3 of them, and they'll attach to the tree like so. And then the end can kind of pivot, and oh yeah, the end can pivot and find its own angle. So we're going to put a few of these up and see how it works. We slacken the line the whole way, so we should be able to pull it up in the tree, hopefully. We got our supports in all the way down, so we're gonna start it up on slow and see how it goes. But now that line's off the ground, out of the way, the whole way down. And hopefully it can, the other day when we tried it, it was frozen. So that was part of the reason why I wanted it up here. And partially just to have it, just one less thing going on. Keep it up out of the way, so. The next step in this operation is we want to cover these sides so that this glorious lawnmower isn't out here all the time. Also to keep kids away from getting in there and poking around. And then once this side is covered, it'll make a little sledding storage area in here. So for right now it's not going to go all the way to the ground. I'm just going to put it level, and then in the summer I'll do some sort of rock or something underneath there. And we're going to cover it with this bevel siding that we have left over from one of our projects. So we'll get started. I'll get it framed up and then film a little putting on the siding.